When you hear the name Dr. Phosphorus, what comes to mind? A glowing skeletal figure radiating destruction? A ruthless villain with a horrifying touch? You wouldn't be wrong. But what if there was a man behind the monster? A man named Alexander Sartorius, whose journey began with a noble quest, a loving family, and a desperate struggle.
Treatment that destroys cancer forever without harming the patient?
As Dr. Phosphorus, Sartorius was a force of terrifying destruction. We see him unleashing his destructive power without hesitation. He was a creature of vengeance, of unchecked energy, and he left a trail of chaos in his wake. These are the moments that define him as a villain, a ruthless antagonist. But to truly understand Dr. Phosphorus, we need to go back to the man he was before the monster. Before the flames, before the radiation, there was Alexander Sartorius, a brilliant scientist, a devoted father, and a loving husband. His interactions with his son paint a picture of a man deeply invested in his family. He wasn't just a scientist, he was Dad. And he hadn't lost the sense to act as a dad, even when he was in Pokalistan and someone's daughter was on his mercy. And his wife. The series hints at a deep and complex relationship. The weight of his research, his desperation, undoubtedly put a strain on their marriage. Yet his commitment to her is undeniable. His family wasn't just an afterthought, they were the foundation of his world, the reason he pushed himself to the brink. And what was this brink he pushed himself towards? It was the ultimate noble cause, curing cancer. Alexander Sartorius wasn't seeking power or personal gain. He was driven by a profound desire to alleviate suffering. But even the most brilliant minds and noble intentions can be stifled by a harsh reality, a lack of resources.
I can't continue my research without their funding.
And this is where the lines began to blur. In his desperation, Alexander Sartorius made a deal with the devil, or in this case, with the notorious crime boss, Rupert Thorne. Thorne offered the funds, but at what cost?
We'd fund your experiments on nuclear fusion so you could make cancer go bye-bye. You knew the deal, Alex, but we would get the results of all of those experiments to share with our friends overseas.
We can infer that this help came with strings attached, pulling Sartorius further into a world he never intended to inhabit. This was the moment the path to Dr. Phosphorus truly solidified. But even after his transformation, even amidst the chaos, there are echoes of the man he once was. The animated series offers surprising moments where Alexander Sartorius, even as Dr. Phosphorus, displays a tenderness, a protective instinct, particularly towards families and children. These instances are powerful, reminding us that the monster didn't completely erase the man. They are glimpses of the noble heart that once beat, a heart that perhaps still yearned for good, even as his actions spiraled out of control. So, was Dr. Phosphorus a noble man as Alexander Sartorius? The answer isn't simple. Alexander Sartorius was, without a doubt, a man of noble intentions, a loving family man. But desperation, a shortage of funds, and an ill-fated deal twisted that nobility into something monstrous.